Hello, so let's talk about page editing. This is a theme called Divi. I don't know what you know and what you don't know, so I'll just pretend you don't know anything. Um, and we're just going to talk about editing the content on a Water Trails page right now, but a lot of the principles are the same for editing anywhere. So first you log in. I'm already logged in. You know you're logged in when you see this black bar. And then you can navigate to the page you want to be on via the menu, unless it's a hidden page, and I won't talk about that right now, but you can get there in the back end in the pages menu. And then a quick tour just for orientation. This is the front end. If I go edit page, it will take me to the back end editor. Enable Visual Builder will let me edit on the front end, which is nice because you can see more. But to understand the parts, let's look at the back for a second. And you can see the different colors. So purple means a full width section, and that's our header. Orange is a specialty section, which means that it has this column built into it. You can't change that column. And then anything that is the bright green is global. So keep that in mind. It has global features, which means that if you change anything global, it will change everywhere on the website that it exists. And then the text modules and image modules are gray, or pretty much any individual module is gray. And the green is a row, which can be 1, 2, 3, 4, I think up to 6 columns. So this is a 1 column row, this is a 2 column row. And then down here is the whole global footer that I created, so don't edit that, please. Then let's go back and look at the page. So if you click Enable Visual Builder, then you can see those colors. So if I hover over here, sometimes you have to click to get the color in the outline. So here you can see the purple. If I click, well, here you click the gear icon, you're on that purple full width header settings, and the background image is that big image. So you could change that out. I have to tell you how to size and optimize photos before you put them on, though, please. Anyway, that's that. This is a heading that is for everything in this section, so you probably aren't going to want to change that. And if you wanted to use one of these to make a new one, I'm not sure what all you're doing, if you're just editing some of these pages or if you're trying to make whole new water trails, because that's a different lesson. So this is just how to edit, okay? Anyway, so if you click here, you can see it's the orange section. So that's all the page content is inside the orange section. So you're not going to want to change that setting. The green is the row. Again, we have, sometimes you have to sort of maneuver around, then you get the green row options. But so basically you would mostly just be dealing with gray options or modules. So if you wanted to type this, it actually does work to double click and then just type, but once you do that, you lose the setting. So you'll have to sort of click out of it and then go back, click, and you get this little option box. And then if you click these settings, you get a more concise editor. So, if you wanted to change that, you could change the text. So notice when you highlight it, it is a heading 1. And this page was designed where you shouldn't just keep typing under here. You should instead use a different text module and only use this for the title. That is how this all just stays lined up nicely. But that's not to say you might not have some other ideas. But the page is supposed to have a title, and that's why this module is here. So you would just edit that text if you wanted to. And then this is another, this actually ought to be a column, but it's not. So that just has a right aligned image right now. So we've got a heading 3 and then some intro text and a photo, an image that is right aligned. Could do that a different way. And then this is its own text module. So this is a 2-row column. So you can edit the text and it will stay within one column. And I tried to break them up so that it would sort of line up nicely. So like if you're going to put a longer picture, you probably want to move some text up here. It's kind of like a puzzle, these pages. So I believe I built this one, and other ones have been copied from them. And if that's what you're going to be doing, I have to teach you. I have to do another video. Anyway, so here's another row with 2 columns. And you can change, if you click here, you can change it from 1, 2, or 3 columns. That's all you can do. If you change it to 1, you'll lose the content in the second column. So don't do that if you want it. And then under that, we have an image module. So I just click on it and it gives me these setting options. So here you could change out the image. And when you do add an image, you want to make sure you check the size. So I'm going to add one and not save it because I don't want to have to go find these again. So if I wanted to add another image under here, or let's see, yeah, I'll just do that right now. I would click here and then find this plus button, and that's going to give you the option to add any module below, and then you can of course drag it around. And say I wanted a new image, and then you would either choose it from the media library or size and optimize a new image, which I'll show you briefly. You want to make sure that the image, so here, this 1920, these are big images that can be full width, and that's what we're doing right now is a full width image. For full width, it's gonna need to be like 1280 minimum width. 1920 is nice because then it can adapt to different screen sizes. Anyway, if you do add images, it's a good idea to add some alt text, and you can use the same text in the title or change it. This is, Google likes this, and it's also for accessibility for blind people, that describes the photo. And this title will sometimes show up when you hover over an item on a page. You might have seen that, but it's also good for Google. And then the important thing when you're pulling an image in is to come down here. This is really easy to overlook and wonder why your image is all fuzzy. So if this is accidentally set to a smaller size, it's going to try to blow it up, and it's going to look awful. So don't do that. So you want to bring in the full size, or depending on the space you're filling, you could do large. I'll just go ahead and upload this. All right. And then that would be all you would need. Because it's that big, it doesn't matter, but if it was a smaller image, you would want to come and click center alignment to make sure that on smaller screens it centered. I'll save it, but I won't save the page. So there we have an image. And you also have lightbox options if you want them to open. If you want it to open in the lightbox. Oh, actually, never mind. I set that up with a separate plugin. So I don't remember. Yeah, I think I added it to this site. I don't remember without getting out of the page first. But anyway, so that's editing all the text and content. But if you're going to add a new page and you want to add something here, it's a whole other lesson. So we'll get to that separately. And when you're all done, you can click here and you can click save. I'm not going to save, or you can just click exit Visual Builder and it'll ask you, but I'm going to discard